Hi folks, welcome back to another Travels of Red Rover. I'm Shawn.
And I'm Corinne.
And where are we tonight, Corinne?
We're in Joshua Tree National Park in California, and we are located at the Skull Rock Nature Trail.
And tonight we're going to try to do some interesting photography. We're going to be spending most of our time shooting either right at or post sunset tonight and try to get some of the interesting rocks with the post-sunset glow. So I'm hoping it's going to be a real interesting set of shots tonight, but we'll just have to see.
Yep, the sky is clear tonight, so not a lot of clouds, but yesterday we saw some Belt of Venus type color, so we're hoping we might get something similar tonight.
So we're going to try to work our magic and see what happens.
Well, I've been working around on the trail this evening, trying to find some interesting compositions. And one of the tasks I've been kind of working on is combining some of these really interesting textured rocks and the Joshua trees. And while I was working, I found a small little Joshua tree down on some rocks. It's only about a foot tall, maybe a foot and a half. And he's kind of highlighted by the setting sun. Sun's still up, it'll be about 45 minutes to sunset yet. And the rocks in behind him are a bit shadowed, so it almost looks like he's got a spotlight on him. So I'll show you my composition over here. Here's a shot of my little guy nestled in the rocks here, and you can see that he's mostly in shadow except for the very top portion. The lower portion is starting to get that old dead wood look to it, so it's not as attractive. And so I've mostly focused my exposure, or set my exposure to take advantage of the bright light on the top of him and keep his lower part in shadow. When we were out doing our photography last night, we noticed that there was a pretty good Belt of Venus, probably due to dust in the atmosphere and a little bit of atmospheric haze. And it started predominantly in the east, just after sunset. And then after most of the color and glow was gone from the eastern side, it started to glow on the western side. So tonight I was trying to find a good location where I might be able to pick up some of that color early after sunset. And so I've come to a little rise along the trail, the Skull Rock Nature Trail. And I'm looking out to the east towards the Face Rock area. And just hoping that as the sun goes down in the next few minutes, we might get a little blush of color along the horizon. I'll show you what my composition looks like. There out in the distance, you can make out a whole band of rocks. That area over there is known as Face Rock area. I think the Face Rock is predominantly on the far side. And it's just got the last of the sunset glow just on the top, so I've taken a few pictures there. And I've also been using these two yucca plants down here as a foreground interest subject. So I've set my aperture quite wide. I'm at, quite small. I'm at f/16 and ISO 100. And I'm just waiting now for the last of the sun to go down. I'm doing a few shots with the last glimmer of sunlight on those rocks, and then we'll see how this shapes up just after sunset.
folks. Well, we're back at Skull Rock, and it's now the late afternoon. We're probably about an hour away from sunset, and we're going to try some what I would describe as high-risk shots tonight. If they work, they're great. If they don't, they're terrible. So that's the goal of the evening. We're going to pretty much abandon trying to just do a sunset shot and really focus on trying to do either just before sunset, but mostly after sunset, and using the beautiful orange glow like we did this morning, except of course it's going to be in the opposite direction. So we'll have to see how those turn out tonight. So where all those people are down there, and actually the lady in the blue bag walking up is Corinne. You can see the RVs and all that down there. That is Skull Rock. And as the sun sets, there should be a beautiful glow on the forehead of the skull. The sun right now is actually back over my right shoulder, and in the next hour or so it'll probably set and we'll get a nice glow on the head. So I'm using a very long lens. I've come up on the hill to shoot it from, I'm about 100 yards away, and I'm using my 100 to 400 lens. And I'm probably shooting, in around about 300 millimeters from here, just focusing on the skull. And I'll just show you that shot right now. Now what I'm hoping is that all the people that are down there are going to go away in around about sunset, when it just starts getting, the sun starts getting really quite low. And I'm going to be able to get a shot with no people in front of it. That's the high risk. That just may not be doable tonight because there's an awful lot of people around. So we're going to give it a go and see just what happens. So we're starting to get a nice peach color back behind the skull at this point, and it's really quite lovely. And the skull's actually got kind of an interesting color. It really sort of is enhanced a little bit. So things are going pretty well. The only issue we've had is that when I tried to get the skull shot, it really just didn't work because of the folks that decided they all wanted to stand up in front of the skull. It's what they can do, they're allowed to. So anyway, that's, as I said earlier, it was going to be a pretty high-risk shot. Well, we sure hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give us a thumbs up.
And if you'd like to see more of our videos, I hope you'll subscribe, and we appreciate everyone who has subscribed already.
And don't forget to hit that bell button to know when we release videos.
And we love to hear your comments and thoughts and questions, so put a thought down in the comment section below and we'll be sure to respond as soon as possible.
And if you're enjoying these videos, we sure hope you would share them on your own social media. The more exposure we get, the better we can do, and the more we'll be able to shoot.
Thanks for joining us. Bye for now.
Thanks for joining us, and bye for now.